Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Gorcom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out important news. With us today for the second day in a row, we never get tired of them because the headlines are awesome. Cam Shell, Chairman and CEO of DraganFly, trades on both NASDAQ and the CSE and the stock symbol DPRO. We know a lot of you are discovering DraganFly because A, it's drones, and B, they're putting out like unbelievable press releases. Just to make sure you guys understand this, DraganFly is not your recreational drone company. They're a creator of cutting-edge drone solutions, software and AI systems that revolutionize the way organizations actually do business. They're changing the way things are done. And more than just lip service, they're an award-winning industry leader with tier one clients that are too many to mention. And they're serving industries like law enforcement, public safety, industrial inspections, mapping, you name it. More than just lip service. 2020 revenue was 4.4 mil, up 216%. Q1 and Q2 were up 210% and 114% respectively. They're on the NASDAQ now. And just yesterday, Cam was on because we were talking about they signed a $9 million exclusive manufacturing agreement with Digital Dream Labs. The press release today, the Drone Racing League and DraganFly launch multi-year partnership and innovation lab. Cam, welcome back, man.
Thanks, George. Always so great to be here. Really appreciate it and love our time together.
Not too many of us are familiar with drone racing, let alone a league. So who is DRL in terms of how big they are and how significant this partnership is to DraganFly?
Yeah, Drone Racing League is a cornerstone of the whole drone industry, or the drone enthusiast market or space, if you will. Drone Racing League it's the only league of its kind, in my opinion, that does what it does, insofar as that it has both a virtual and a real life component to it. So you race simulators in the Drone Racing League. And that's actually where they recruit their live pilots to actually go into the drone races. The Drone Racing League does have a headquarters. It's in New York, but it travels, right? So it has between 8 and 12 races per year with 8 pilots in that per year, all of whom have personalities. This is an NBC sporting event. It is DraftKings covers it. They make a line on it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, it's the real deal. It has millions of viewers, millions of followers, and it is exciting. I mean, it is, man.
It's the Formula One of drones.
It's the Formula One of drones. That's the perfect analogy. This is where it really comes down to. This is where all the tech for drones is developed. This is where all the innovation starts from. I mean, people are real serious about it, and it's career making type of stuff. And I love the fact that, I mean, the Drone Racing League really covers everything from DeFi gaming to console gaming to reality gaming, to television. It is the one sport actually that covers the entire spectrum of media and where gaming was, right? Where sports was in the past and where gaming and sports is going in the future.
No idea. I just figured when I saw drone racing, I figured, okay, they're drones that are racing. I had no idea they went, because Formula One does that too, where first they say, hey, you can go onto our simulators. If you're really good, you can become, you can get into the Formula One world. They've actually started doing that. Drone Racing League's already on top of it. By the way, for everybody at home, I'm reading this, the DRL World Championship season begins on Wednesday, October 20th at 8 o'clock on NBC, SN, and Twitter. So tune in, because you really want to it's a great way to do due diligence on this partnership, because you really get to see how big of an event this is. It's awesome. So Cam, you guys are doing this. You're launching DRL Labs to research and develop next generation drone technology to advance the sport of drone racing. That seems pretty obvious. We're going to talk about that. But then you've also got, and other industries undergoing significant transformation through drones, including humanitarian aid and mobility. So we'll talk about that second. First, let's talk about the racing side. What are you guys going to try and do on the racing side together to make the league even better?
Yeah, so this does a few things for DraganFly. It will be an opportunity for us to be demonstrating and displaying our technology. So whether it's a entirely AI-based autonomous drone that will be doing some racing, right? That this at this point is not going to be beating a human. But the objective, just kind of like Big Blue, finally, outcompeted humans in time, and over the next year or 2 or 3, we expect that we're going to be seeing AI-based drones, setting the pace. Autonomous-based drones setting the pace. Now, this is really important innovation because the work that we do in autonomy is as advanced as anybody in the world. And so, we've got autonomous drones today that are looking to, deliver blood in battlefield situations, looking to eliminate counter-drone threats by flying in over theaters, whether it's public venues or counter-drone technology over correctional facilities, 100% autonomous, flying at hundreds of miles an hour, shooting out Kevlar nets and taking these drones out of theater. And it's that type of technology that we'll be implementing here and also advancing, against the best racers in the world. And it's that type of technology that we'll be able to then, take back out into the commercial market.
Okay, there's a tie-in.
That's really what this is about. The other immediate example is, and this is actually going to have effect, I believe, on the betting lines here, is that we'll be using our vital intelligence technology, the cameras, right, fixed on the drone racers as they're racing, taking their vital signs. So as they're whipping around the course, as they're crashing, as they're dueling it out, we're going to see their blood pressure, their heart rate variability. We're going to see their blood oxygen levels all live on the screen as they're racing. And so again, totally innovative in sport, but it's something that can be brought live. And that's something that only DraganFly can do right now, and will help really demonstrate to our commercial, our industrial, and our military customers the type of capability that we have.
So what I love about that is you might have 2 pilots, Cam and George, side by side. They're duking it out. But Cam, you take a look, he's calm. George is in panic mode. So it tells you, hey, Cam's probably the better driver at the end of the day. I want to put more money on this guy.
I think if you reverse the roles, and then I would agree.
So the technology that you guys are going to incorporate for the racing side, then we're going to go into the humanitarian side. Is that, so racers are going to race, so they're going to be real world racers, but you guys are going to strictly provide the autonomous side, or are you also going to produce technology for the racers to incorporate into their drone flying capabilities?
Yeah, no, this is where the lab comes in, right? So everything we're doing, whether it's for the racers or for the humanitarian, or where we're going to take it out into industry, all really starts generating in the lab. But then the test grounds actually get to happen, amongst the racers and in this real live scenario where real drama and real stakes are in the mix. However, it's not life and death stakes as it will be in our humanitarian work and in our public safety work. So it's a great test bed to do it. So in the lab that we're working, we already have several projects on the drawing board that we'll be moving forward with over this year and the coming years, including autonomy, which we've talked about, including the deeper integration of vital intelligence, and actually eventually even the integration of the human and drone interface system. Right. So these are the types of things that we'd like to be able to move forward. And again, whether it's into public safety, humanitarian, drone delivery, these are all really applicable advancements. And so, in terms of, why we're interested in this partnership, well, it's great for our culture. It's great for our engineers. It's great for, all the things. It puts us squarely in the middle of the industry. But where the ROI for us comes down to is really in twofold. As we start, is threefold. First of all, the credibility of the Drone Racing League and the credibility of the other sponsors. You've got T-Mobile, you've got Fortune 50 companies that we get to play with and are amongst around, and already have partnership discussions going on in terms of mobility and 5G and all the rest of it. It all culminates at CES, where we've got a great event happening, and some other even bigger names that are already signed up to be involved with it, because they see this as the real pinnacle of where people can interface with drones and start to get some understanding around it. So partnerships, right, very, very important to us. And in that regard, it allows us to go back to our commercial customers that we're talking with every day and reference the types of things that we're doing at drone racing, and reference the credibility that we have there. I mean, I have already used it in the last couple of days in my customer discussions, right? That this is what we're doing, this is how, and so it's a reference point. So that's really, really important in terms of driving not just innovation, but customers. The second area that's very important is the demographic that watches this, right? It is
millions of fans, by the way. Everyone should know.
Millions.
I didn't know this, but millions of fans.
Yeah, and guess what? They're the same people that use Robinhood to buy stock.
Yeah.
This is advertising for us as a public.
They're on the edge of everything. If they're watching drone racing.
Listen, they love drones. They love Robinhood. They love FAD. They get in behind their companies. So this is, this is also, very key and important, and we think a coup for us in terms of, building credibility amongst our shareholders and a younger shareholder base that really has a keen understanding of where drones will go. And so now that we get to play in this NASDAQ world, and as our stock price continues to move up there, we start to have access to this type of a shareholder base. I've also already got very good feedback from a number of our institutional shareholders who are very keen on this type of work that we're doing, and that we're very strategic about where we're putting our advertising dollars. And our advertising dollars are all still about driving innovation, driving down to a customer need, and then doing that for the benefit of our shareholder.
And the third, I think you said there are three great things coming out of this partnership.
Yeah, well, I think it's the business development introductions. I think it's the credibility with our existing customers, and I think it's a showcasing to drive more shareholders to us. So sorry if I didn't. Yeah.
No,
and if there was a fourth, it's culture, right? I mean, our engineers are excited about it. We got a team that's working on that lab. I mean, it's a reward to get to work on the.
Who doesn't want to be on the Formula One circuit
DPRO lab, right? So it really helps our cultural internal capabilities in terms of recruiting and incenting and such. And it's just a fun project to be a part of.
Cam, a great idea at some point during the year. This Wednesday might be too soon because but we should actually do a DraganFly watch party where we invite shareholders and we're all on YouTube or whatever streaming they use. And we're just doing a big watch party together, just, having fun with it and talking about DraganFly and your capabilities while we're watching at the same time.
George, that is, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to say. I mean, if I could give you a royalty on that, I'd do it right now. That's
turn it into an NFT through Currency Works, and just give me a lifetime royalty that keeps it. But why? Because I'm thrilled. I didn't realize I've seen snippets before of drones racing around. I have seen it, but maybe a couple of years ago, and I wasn't tuning in, and maybe it hasn't been as prevalent because of COVID. Maybe they can't get racers and everyone together, but now it's happening. So now especially when you tell me they're shooting nets and doing all this crazy stuff, it would be a ton of fun and a great way for investors not only to engage with you, but at the same time to see what you're a part of. Because seeing is believing when it comes to drone technology. So we got to do that. I'll let you guys figure that out on your end. So the humanitarian side. Yeah. Do you have any specifics yet, or is this a case of, hey, George, based on whatever R&D we come up with and successful, pilots, pardon the pun, during these races, we'll move that out into the humanitarian world? Or do you guys have any specific applications that you're already thinking of right now?
Yeah, so some of the early discussions, which certainly have advanced since then, are really around the realization that the drone racing is a great way to highlight drones and its capabilities. But I think that you'll see in the future drone sims or simulation coming out that isn't just going to be about racing. It's going to be about simulated situations involving humanitarian, involving public safety, involving construction, involving the things that the skills that you require in order for drone piloting, right, and the effective use in drone fleet management in these other industries. So certainly with the rich history that DraganFly has in public safety and being the first drone ever to save a human life, and our drone being in the Smithsonian, humanitarian is a big part of our culture. So the autonomous use of drones, vital statistics or vital signs, in the use of drones are already being impacted in there. But you can look from us to be able to start to recruit people who want to be involved in the humanitarian use of drones around the world, through the recruiting mechanisms that are in place with Drone Racing League, and look for potential simulators that come out that actually represent not just racing, but other real world scenarios.
Yeah. And by the way, do these simulators, those simulators got to be in physical locations, or can you be doing it? Can George be doing a simulator from Toronto and somebody else from
absolutely
Athens?
No, you can do, go to Drone Racing League DRL and you can sign up and start running sims right now. and it is advanced. It's really advanced. This isn't like, it is, there's crosswinds and sheen, and like, it's the real deal. It's if you're good on the sim, you're good in real life.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go. I definitely got to go check it out. I may drop a Gorecom and just go become a drone pilot.
Dude, you and I don't have the reflexes anymore at our age that you guys do. These people do, not just guys. It is really impressive.
I can barely play FIFA soccer against my teenage daughter and keep up. Like, I go, what's a damn button? What does X do? So yeah, I'm probably not going to have a career out of it, but I'll try. I'll be a walk-on. I might be Rudy, right? So this is the perfect. Now that we've had this conversation, now I see how this is a perfect partnership. You've got the Drone Racing League, which obviously is the practical implication, the test field. You've got DraganFly, which is spearheading the R&D to put that, in order to put stuff on the best testing field in the world. And then when you're successful, you're not only making yourselves better from a commercial point of view in the Drone Racing League, but you're also then giving back to humanity by saying, hey, we've discovered really amazing stuff. Let's not just create an amazing, better racing league and more commercially successful, but now let's take that and go help the world do things that they got to do. Is that the trifecta? Is that how you put it all together?
100%. You nailed it. Absolutely, you nailed it. Yeah. We took a look at this and made sure there was really significant ROI. And just in the last couple of days, it's paid dividends for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got to tell you. And again, I brought this up in the interview yesterday. It's just another indication, Cam, of how DraganFly applications just almost seem limitless. It seems like there isn't a part of the world that I can't see drone technology and drone solutions touching over the next decade. Obviously, you got to work from the highest priorities down, but sky literally is the limit. And I don't mean drones in the sky, but literally drones sky's the limit for you guys. Again, am I overstating that?
No, it's similar to the advent of the steam engine with the steam engine. Right, and rail being one of the applications of it. It's as significant as the advent of automobiles, or there's nothing it won't touch.
You had said at one time in a previous interview, your goal was for DraganFly to be one of the top 3, number 1 for sure, but at the very least top 3 drone solutions, drone technology companies in the world. Man, just after these last 2 days, between yesterday's $9 million exclusive agreement and then today we're talking about Drone Racing League. Do you have any doubts that you're going to achieve that goal for your shareholders in the next?
Zero doubts. None. Not one question about it.
Where do you see the company, I don't want to say 5 years from now, because I think that it's impossible to extrapolate, but where do you see the company in the next couple of years? I'm not asking for sales projections, but just in terms of spreading around the world and tentacles and growing.
Our IP, in particular AI, will be paramount. The amount of data that we house will be paramount. In fact, I've said in 3 to 5 years from now, I believe that DraganFly will always be known as a drone company, but will probably be the largest repository of forestry data in North America, if not the world. We'll be the largest repository of battery mining data in the world because of the missions we fly. The data that a drone collects is beyond what most people can even comprehend. It's terabytes of data, almost every single mission. When you apply AI into it, the insights that you get, the environmental monitoring sensors that we're coming out with, and the environmental monitoring data that we'll have on very localized type of areas will just be unprecedented. So, I kind of feel like it's, Amazon started selling books. We started selling drones. Amazon's not about selling books, right? Amazon is about the data, and everything that we do. The entire drone world right now is really kind of rallied around 2 broad themes. One is delivery and one is data. And at the end of the day, you need autonomous expertise and you need AI expertise. And that's where we've really focused our efforts. Most drone companies today, I still think, are focused on hardware and sensors and software. And it's got to be, all about autonomy and all about data. And if you're managing those 2 and you've got a platform in the drone industry that houses and exploits that, there is nothing that you cannot go out and do and accomplish, an insight that you have in order to apply drone technology into.
I really like how you compared it to your peers, because going back to the Amazon example, we all remember that when Amazon came out, there are also other big book retailers that said, oh yeah, we're just going to create our own book e-commerce division as well. But they went nowhere because they just focused on selling books, whereas Amazon focused on data and using data to create more product, which gathered more data, which created more product and solutions and all of that. And the rest is history. Those book retailers who thought we're just going to launch e-commerce stores to compete with Amazon, so we got this on lock, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it is not, listen, the data is our customers' data, full stop, end of story. And the reason that they work with us is because they know it's their data, it's secure. We got a 20+ year history. We got security clearances. We got all of those types of things. But we can utilize the insights from that data, one, to improve the algorithms in each of our designated verticals, so that the AI that we're doing is continually getting better. But we can utilize the insights from that data to make better decisions in our business. And that's why Amazon has won. I mean, they also executed on those better decisions.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why they just have become uncompetable in so many areas, because they already know what's going to happen. They see the trends happening before they've happened. They can see it in the data. So, and that's exactly where we'll continue to push this company.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even ask you about 5 years from now, because once you start incorporating data and where that takes you,
no idea.
It's even you don't know, right? Even you know. But hey, but for today, you know, October 15th, 2021, you know, we're talking about this press release that came out the other day. Congratulations on another major achievement for DraganFly, and for rewarding shareholders who stuck with you and remained loyal and believed in you, what the company was doing through some patches that were, you know, like every startup, like every new tech company, it's lumpy, right? You got wins, you got delays, you're waiting on stuff. And sometimes investors get rattled, but other ones believe. And man, it's amazing to see the shareholders that believed for being rewarded, and nothing but great success. I can't wait till the next one, Cam. Like, we might be on next week, the week after. I expect that to happen, and I can't wait to see it, man. But amazing work.
Yeah. I just, thanks so much. It's just you get me inspired and motivated, and it's support from people like you, with you know, to the people in our organization who are just building a fantastic business and love doing it. So thanks, and thanks to our shareholders.
Well, you're creating a truth sayer out of me, because I've been telling everybody in the small cap world that this decade is going to be dominated by the convergence of just these great technologies, including artificial intelligence and drones and all these kind of things that are going to create industries, economies that we never even perceived of. And you know, you're making me look good, so keep it up. See you next time, buddy. To everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening by podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, your favorite podcast platform. To Cameron Shell, Chairman CEO of DraganFly, trades in the stock symbol DPRO in both Canada and the US. For those of you new to the story, because you've seen these last couple of headlines, guys, trust me, do your due diligence. We can't tell you what to do, but if you believe in the future of drones and AI and how they're going to change the world and almost every application you can think of, the only decision you got to make is how big of a role will DraganFly play in this paradigm shifting growth cycle that we're going into. We can't make that determination for you, but all I can tell you is don't tell me 12 months from now we didn't tell you so. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and then leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our channel so you don't ever miss another great Agoracom small cap video.